Hello students, welcome you all to the video lecture on signals and systems. Today we are going to see the problem on Fourier transform. The question is find Fourier transform of x of t equal to e power minus 4t u of t minus e power minus 5t u of minus t. So here before applying the formula, first they have given u of t. What is u of t? U of t is 1 for t greater than or equal to 0 and then 0 for t less than 0. That is, we can represent u of t as this. For 0 to infinity, the value of u of t it is 1. So here I can replace u of t as 1 and that exists only for what duration? 0 to infinite. And again for u of minus t, okay. So they have given here u of minus t. So just plot u of minus t diagram. So u of minus t is reversal operation, right. So time reversal operation, just reverse your plot as this. So since you are reversing, this will exist from minus infinity to 0 and the amplitude will not change because it is time reversal, right. So this is a diagram for u of minus t. So what I can write, u of t is 1 for limit 0 to infinity. Why? Because it is for t greater than or equal to 0. And wherever you have u of minus t, I can replace it as 1 again. Why? Because the amplitude is 1. But what about the limit? The limit is minus infinity to 0. Okay, the limit is minus infinity to 0. Okay, so once you have determined that, now coming to the general formula of Fourier transform. Fourier transform of x of t is given by minus infinite to infinite x of t e power minus j omega t dt. Okay, it is nothing but x of j omega. So when you apply the value of x of t in this formula, right, here it is minus infinite to infinite, but again coming to the value here, u of t exists for 0 to infinite, u of minus t exists for minus infinite to 0. Okay, so for this I can write it as what? 0 to infinite. Why? Because minus infinite to infinite, it will be changed to 0 to infinite because of what? U of t. And here what is x of t actually for first term? It is e power minus 4t. So first term it is e power minus 4t. Okay, and then what is the formula here? It is e power minus j omega t dt. Okay, so generally they will give only one term. So wherever you have x of t, that one term you will substitute as it is. But here x of t they have given as two terms. Okay, so for this you have to apply the formula separately. Similarly for this again you have to apply the formula separately. Okay, so for the first term, right, wherever you have x of t, we have to write it as what? E power minus 4t, and this value exists for 0 to infinite, and in the formula you have e power minus j omega t dt, you just put as it is. Coming to the second term, you have minus, okay, and second term, what is the limit? The limit exists for minus infinite to 0. Okay, so minus infinite to 0. Instead of minus infinite to infinite, we have to write minus infinite to 0. Okay, and here instead of x of t, what is the term here? It is e power minus 5t. Okay, and in the formula we have e power minus j omega t dt. So use that as it is. Okay, so once you have done that, now we can proceed with the integration. Okay, so it is 0 to infinite. Here we have two exponential terms, right? So those two terms you can combine before applying the integration formula. In the limit, when you see, right, it is infinite. Okay, so whenever I have e power minus t, if I substitute infinite at t, right, what happens? It becomes e power minus infinite, which will be 0. Okay, so whenever in the limit, if you have infinite, I have to make your term as e power minus t. Okay, only then it will be easy for me to substitute t equal to infinite, which will become 0. Suppose if you take e power t and if you are substituting t equal to infinite, what happens? E power infinity, it will becomes infinity, but you should not get infinite value. Okay, so always in your that is in your exponential term, always take your e power minus t term outside. Okay, when you take e power minus t, what happens? Here it is 4, here it is plus j omega, because minus t we have taken outside and then into dt. Okay, and then coming to the second integral, I have minus infinite to 0. Okay, so here I have minus infinite to 0. So I have to substitute t as what? Minus infinite. So e power of what term I have to take? I have to take t. Okay, so in the limit, if you have t tends to infinite, I have to take e power minus t outside. When you have limit with minus infinite, we have to take e power t. Okay, only then I can substitute what? E power minus infinity, it will become 0. If you take e power minus t here, okay, with the limit minus infinite, what happens? Minus into minus, it will become plus, you will get e power infinity, it will become infinity. So don't take e power minus t outside for limit value as minus infinite. Okay, you should always take e power t as outside. So what happened when you take e power t outside? This term becomes what? Minus 5. This term becomes minus j omega dt. Okay, so now apply the integration formula. What is e power minus at? Integration of e power minus at dt. It is what? E power minus at divided by minus a. Okay, so this is the formula. Using that, what you can write here? E power minus t, right? So what is a here? 4 plus j omega. Write the term as it is and then divided by minus a. What is minus a? Minus of 4 plus j omega. And once we have done the integration, we have to substitute here limits. Lower limit is 0, upper limit is infinite. Okay. Then coming to the second term, integrate this term. Okay. Here it is integral of e power at dt, right? So which is nothing but e power at by a. Okay. So this is the formula. Why? Because we have positive of a. So it is e power t. Okay, what is a here? Minus 5 minus j omega divided by what is a? Minus 5 minus j omega. Okay, so what is the limit? Minus infinite to 0. Okay, so substitute your upper limit here. What happens? It is e power minus infinite divided by minus of 4 plus j omega. Then substitute your lower limit. When you substitute your lower limit, minus into minus, it will become plus. Okay, e power minus. Wherever t, you substitute it as 0. So 0 into any value is 0. Okay, so leave that. Divided by 4 plus j omega. Okay, while substituting your lower limit, you have one minus. So that minus and this minus becomes plus. Minus into minus become plus. So you have minus. Okay, which is common for both upper limit and lower limit. So substitute your upper limit. It becomes e power 0. 0 into any value is 0. So divided by minus 5 minus j omega. Okay. And then substitute your lower limit. Okay. So you have one minus for lower limit. So e power minus infinity divided by minus 5 minus j omega. Okay. So this minus is common for both the term. So now we have again, what are all the formulas we have? E power minus infinity equal to 0. E power minus 0, which is equal to e power 0, is equal to 1. Okay. So what happens? This term completely becomes 0. Similarly, this term completely becomes 0 because e power minus infinity is 0. Okay. And then this is going to be 1. This is going to be 1. Okay. So you have 1 by 4 plus j omega here. So you have minus again 1 by minus 5 minus j omega. Okay. So in both the term you have minus, that you can commonly take outside. So 1 by 4 plus j omega. Okay. Take minus commonly outside. So minus into minus, it will become plus. So 1 by 5 plus j omega. Okay. So this is the final answer for the given problem. Okay. This is your x of j omega, which is the Fourier transform for the given e power minus 4t u of t minus e power minus 5t u of minus t. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for watching.